Kia ora, good evening. 9 entries have been received for the inaugural Auckland to Bluff yacht race to be held in February. Government has contributed $440,000 to the event, but Southland needs to find a contribution of $380,000, with Invercargill City Council asking Environment Southland for $180,000 for moorings and infrastructure at Bluff. This will be discussed next week. I spoke to race promoter Murray Francis about funding and other events which could take place in the south.
In Bluff, we'd like to not only have the yachts here, moored on the ferry wharf here, but we'd like to have a food and wine festival. We're trying to organise something like that. We're trying to build that at the moment and decide exactly what. We're talking to the Navy about getting a Navy ship down here. We're talking to a Tall Ships Association to try and get a tall ship. We're trying to get several things here at the wharfs in Bluff, so that it's not just the A to B fleet, it's A to B fleet, it's food and wine. There's going to be something to look at, whether it be a Navy ship or a tall ship. And so that's our job from now till February, basically.
Do you think you've got enough time to actually do that?
Oh yes, yeah. Oh yeah, we've made good progress on all of this so far. It's just endless. We've solved the moorings problem now. We've got that. We're getting that costed off now, and that'll be a lasting legacy for the Bluff infrastructure, Bluff Wharf. So any yachts coming into Bluff, they'll be able to use this infrastructure. So that's a good thing. So that's a positive, and that's only been ticked off on Friday. So on Thursday, yesterday, so that's good.
So talking about those moorings, City Council has asked Environment Southland to contribute $180,000 for those. Is there a backup plan if Environment Southland decides not to approve that?
You've always got to have a backup plan.
How confident are you of getting the money elsewhere if you can't get it from Environment Southland?
Well, Environment Southland are responsible for the wharves, aren't they? That's my understanding. And
so
it's for the people.
Do you see it as a given that you'll get the funding from them?
Not at all. Not at all. I don't at all. There's, it's many people see it as a yacht race. Well, I see it as more than a yacht race. I see it. It's an event. It's Sydney Hobart's been running for 67 years. And I rang the Lord Mayor of Hobart and I said, what's the Sydney Hobart done for Hobart? And he said, it's put us on the map. And I've always touted Southland or Bluff as being a gateway to the South Island.
Now, in terms of overall funding, Southland needs to come up with $380,000 for this. What happens if they don't come up with that overall funding?
Well, we have to find it. We have to source money. That's our job, really. We've come up with the concept and we just have to come up with it. We have to fund it. So that's our job.
Around 5,000 people are expected to attend the 2013 Bluff, Oyster and Food Festival tomorrow. Site preparations were underway today and 30,000 oysters have been caught for the annual event. The festival draws people from around the country and overseas, with the iconic Bluff oyster and other seafood delicacies such as lobster and whitebait on offer. For the past 6 years, the event has been organised by the Bluff community. Bluff Oyster and Food Festival Chair John Edmonston says tickets are selling well and he's expecting a good event.
Fine weather, good music, good food and a happy time.
Are you worried about the weather? It is forecast to rain over the weekend.
It can do what it likes at 5:30. No, well, apparently it's going to be fine until late tomorrow night anyhow.
Met Service has issued a severe weather outlook notice saying Southland may see snow to sea level on Monday and there's a low risk amounts may reach warning levels in the hills of Southland and Otago. Winds are likely to reach gale force in exposed places with significant wind chill. Preceding this, a heavy burst of rain is expected about the ranges of Westland and Fiordland overnight on Saturday to Sunday, with a moderate risk of rainfall reaching warning criteria. Ahead of the front, there's also a moderate risk of severe northwest gales over inland areas of Southland. Work is underway in the Invercargill suburb of Glengarry to visually improve the car parking area at the shopping centre. Plants have been removed to make room for new trees, greenery and low plantings, set to go in mid-June after curbing is installed. The makeover is being funded from the Urban Rejuvenation Project, and Glengarry Community Action Group facilitator Rebecca Amundsen says community groups are assisting with labour. Other work undertaken by the group includes creating community gardens and the installation of playground equipment. It's taken 2 years of work to get the makeover underway. And stay with us. After the break, why dozens of astronomers are converging on the south. Welcome back. Astronomers from around New Zealand are converging in Invercargill this weekend for the Royal Astronomical Society of New Zealand's annual conference. I spoke to Southland Astronomical Society Vice President Steve Butler.
It's a great opportunity for us, particularly in Southland, to hear a good range of speakers. We're a little bit remote, I guess. We don't have the universities sort of in the city to attract, the professional international speakers. So this is a great opportunity. We get a few, really high-powered speakers. We've got amateurs as well, so something for everybody.
So what are some of the topics of interest at the conference?
Well, our keynote speaker is Jean-Francois Couffler from the European Space Agency, so we're really looking forward to hearing him, seeing we have the space tracking station in Southland. So he's been in charge of the ground-based side of the missions, so that'll be very interesting. We have the Honourable Margaret Austin as our keynote speaker after the dinner on Saturday night. So she's talking about the dark sky reserves and the journey towards World Heritage status for dark skies. One of our other speakers is Richard Oyster from Auckland University talking on cosmology. So that's the very big picture of astronomy. So that'll be really good.
Do you think there is a growing interest in astronomy generally?
Yes, probably. I think it's probably changing with the internet and computers and all the rest of it. It's so easy to gather information and keep up with what's going on around the world. So that's an exciting aspect from my point of view. I think over time we may be drifting away a little bit from the practical aspect of it in terms of people having their own telescopes and going out and doing their own observing. So it's just changing with the times, and we live in exciting times at the moment with the growing information that we can access.
More than 28,000 New Zealand children under the age of 15 had their eyes tested and were given glasses if needed in the last financial year. Government spent $6 million on a subsidy scheme which has seen it extended to children from more low-income families, according to Health Minister Tony Ryle. More than 3/4 of the children tested required new frames, lenses or repairs to existing glasses. The yearly spectacles subsidy helps with the cost of a vision test and glasses. The huge task of preparing for Invercargill Rotary Club's annual book sale is underway, with the club's 70-odd members busily sorting the thousands of items for sale. Donations of books, games, DVDs and CDs collected at garages over recent months are being sorted at the Civic Theatre ahead of next weekend's book sale. Preparation builds all year, with the club retaining some books and recycling those not likely to sell. This year the club is hoping to raise $75,000 and is asking for funding requests from the arts, culture and community-based welfare groups.
We think we've got probably about 20%, 15 to 20% more books, and we think that probably the public are more aware now of the book sale and are keen to donate and see the work that it's doing.
So do you think that'll equate to maybe 20% more income for the book sale?
Well, we would hope so. We've had an increase every year, so we'd hope that this year would be another big increase.
Are there any collectibles or special finds in amongst what you've had donated this time?
Yes, we do. It's amazing. Every year we get some pretty special books, and this year is no exception. So we've had special books in the book sale, but we've also been able to manage to sell some of those online as well.
Now, tell us about the hours that you've got this time round.
Well, we extended it a little bit. Normally we do the book sale over Queen's birthday weekend, so this time we're starting at 5 o'clock on Thursday night and running through Friday, Saturday and ending 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon.
And that's it from News Tonight. Coming up in sport, more from the Gore Boxing Champs. We'll leave you now with the week that was. Good night.
Where have we been all these years? Leather to road and the strain of our tears. Others are searched, no, none are found. We're coming down. How did we last for so long? Tumble down shack on the wrong side of town. Not I lied, we were on fire. Eyes slightly closed, you turn into me. A trick of the light, deeper than shame. Are you pull me in? As little pieces of our galaxies collide, you pull me inside. To the road, you turn into me. A trick of the light, fleeting like shame. Oh, you pull me in. As little pieces of our galaxies collide.